Hi, this is Ryan from iSolutions. Today I'm going to be going over our integrated payment app for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. So let's go ahead and open up BC. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a customer record and we're going to store a credit card on profile. So you have two ways to do that. Number one is you can go to Actions, iPayments, then hit Profiles. And so in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and key in a profile by hand. I'm going to enter the sample card, then I'm going to hit Save. The second option that we have to store credit card profiles is you can email your customer a secure link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Actions, iPayments, then I'm going to hit Email. So from there, what's going to happen is your customer is going to get an email, looks something like this. You can edit the subject, the content. Obviously, you'd have your logo, and then down here, they're going to hit click here. Customer will enter their card, and then the example, I'm just going to enter the sample Visa card for the demo. I'm going to hit Save Information. And then when I hop back into Business Central, you're going to see that I have two card profiles stored that are tokenized. So from there, I'm going to hop into the kind of the functionality of our app. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to pay multiple or single past due invoices. So let's go and go to Actions, Collections. And our app does have a collections component to it, but today I'm really going to focus on the integrated payments piece. So let's just say you're talking to your customer and he wants to pay these two past due invoices with credit card. So I would simply just highlight these two. And for whatever reason, maybe I want to make a partial payment, I would just change the amount there in the process field. So once you have these two tallied up, you would select iPayments, and it's going to summarize the remaining amount due. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And then from here, I can select my card on profile. I'll take capture. And what our system is going to do at this point, it's automatically going to create the cash receipts in the system. So then when I mark out of here, you're going to see that those automatically fell off my ledger. And then at the same time, it's going to email the customer a receipt. So you can see here in the system, simply says, hey, Mr. Customer, thank you for your payment. You paid $837 on these two invoices. Then it shows the last 4 digits of the card that they paid with. So that covers really paying past due invoices. The next thing I'm going to hop over to is doing a quote, an order, and invoice. That's really the three main areas where our product works on. So let's go ahead and do a new sales quote. Let's enter a line item here. Now let's go ahead and hit print send by email. So this is quote number 1067. So let's go ahead and close out of there. Open up my email. It should be coming through here in a second. So what's going to happen at this point is we do have a click to pay link for the quote. So let's go ahead and hit click here to pay. And what's going to happen is the customer is going to go ahead and enter their card information, hit authorize payment. And upon success of payment, what our app is going to do, it's going to go ahead and convert that sales quote into a sales order and carry forward that pre-authorization. So let's hop back into VC and look for order number 1356. So you can see I have order number 1356 here in the system. And once this populates, you're going to see that that the quote number is on there. Then also if I scroll down, you're going to see I have the authorized amount there of 190.10. And what happens a lot of times, people will maybe add shipping charges, discounts, whatever the case might be. So let's just make a small change there to the order. And then what happens from there, I'm going to go ahead and hit post, and I'm going to hit ship an invoice. And what our app is going to do upon success of running the capture payment, we're going to have a dialog box that says, hey, credit card submission was successful, cash receipt was created. And then if I open up my posted invoice, you're going to see that it automatically made the, it automatically closed out the invoice. We have a little note there saying credit card payment was received. And then lastly, the customer is going to get emailed a receipt automatically as that posts through the system. So let's go back to my customer account. Let's start from a sales order, because in the last example, I had started with a sales quote. So let's go here to sales order. And really from a sales order, our app works a variety of different ways. Number one is you can assign a card down here at the bottom, and when the order posts as an invoice, it's automatically going to run the card. That's one option. Number two is we do work off the prepayment functionality. Just being transparent, a lot of people don't like the prepayments because it locks up the sales order and you can't make changes after the fact. So what we did was we have a, if you go to actions, iPayments, this is really the most popular way of what people do, is first they can select their card, or they can enter a one-time card on the fly. So instead of doing a prepayment, you can go here to actions and hit deposit. And what our system is going to do is it's going to go ahead and make that cash receipt in the system. And then when the invoice posts, it'll apply the two together and mark the invoice as closed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit close. And then when I scroll down here, you're going to see that I have a deposit that was taken, and you'll get that money next day in your bank account. Then if I would have hit authorized, it would have shown an authorization amount right there. So now let's go ahead and let's, say I'm going to come back in my sales order maybe a week later. Then I'm going to hit post, and I'm going to hit ship an invoice. And then when I open this up, you're going to see that it tied out the original deposit, and then I've got my invoice automatically marked as closed. So now let's go back to my customer account. Let's just start with a new document, and then hit sales invoice. In this example, we're going to email our customer the link, and then they're going to pay it real time. So I've got an invoice here for $190.10, and let's go ahead and hit post and send. And so it generated a PDF document, so I'm just going to click on this. And we do utilize the payment service out of the box feature with Business Central. So we do have a click to pay link here. And so you see I've got invoice here for $190.10, invoice number is $103,610. Now let's go ahead and enter the card. I'm going to hit authorize payment. And what our system is going to do at this point is if the card is a good card, it's automatically going to mark these invoices paid within Business Central. So you can see that was good payment. Now let's hop back into BC, and I'm going to go here to my customer ledger. I'm going to go to customer ledger entries, and then you can see right here we have the payment that was brought in the system automatically for invoice number 103,610. And then if you look at the remaining amount, it's going to automatically apply that together. So I've got my remaining amount 0, and real-time cash receipt, pretty straightforward. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to click on the link below or contact us at isolutionspayments.com. Thank you so much and have a nice day.